ask you, because quite frankly, the concern is the players. You know, I mean, 70% of the league is black, and this is a disease that disproportionately impacts African Americans. Are the players safe? I mean, we saw that outbreak with the Tennessee Titans. And, you know, obviously, I don't watch football. So my question has always been, do we need to have football right now? We're in the middle of a pandemic. And RIP to my mentions, because I know all the football fans are saying, how dare you? But that's my real question.
Well, and that's a legitimate one. Look, there's just too much money at stake. And we saw with the NBA, they went to a bubble. Too much money at stake to not carry on professional football. And for college football, the safest player is going to be the safest on this entire person. You know, if you want just some figures to throw out, first, league is coming up on 1 million administered, about 200 or so positive tests, which equates to about a 0.% positivity rate. The Chiefs are going to be going up I should say, in Tampa later today, and leaving at 3:30 a.m., win or lose after the game. We've already laid out the stadium situation. Players are being tested twice today. They're going to be tested again tomorrow. The families who are joining them have been tested all week, have to be approved and tested in order to go to Tampa. There's a tier 0 clearance level for essential personnel to put on this game. I had an executive friend of mine within the league I talked to last night. He went to dinner with a friend, but per protocol, they had to have dinner 2 tables for 1, 6 feet apart, masks. Nobody can Ubers or Lyfts if you're in tier 0. Nobody can, you have to have either a driver or a rental car. So the safest people are going to be the people taking part in the game in this event, and even the people who are attending the game are going to be safe. They're going to be providing PPE equipment. As we've talked about, the issue is the Super Bowl parties, which is going to be, high five heaven and a whole lot of yelling and screaming, which, as both the physicians will tell you, is the perfect place to spread airborne disease.
Right, which takes me back to you, Dr. Purnell, because we've seen the racial disparities in not only the impact the virus has had, but the vaccine distribution. People of color are falling way behind in getting the vaccine. I talk to a lot of people who are still distrustful of the vaccine. So you've had it. 1, how do you feel? And 2, what do you say to people who are still hesitant to get inoculated?
Look, Tiffany, I feel great. I was a part of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine trial. I've been fully vaccinated since October. I did this as a way to be a part of the solution as a public health physician. I experienced some routine side effects when I had my first and second injection. And what I say to people who are still fearful, who have concerns, and who are part of the wait and see category is, I hear you, I validate those fears, I validate those concerns, and let's begin to understand what is it that you want to wait and see. The Kaiser Family Foundation did a poll, and it actually found that among Blacks and African Americans, the no rate was not necessarily higher than other racial groups. It was that wait and see category. So I like to break down the risk versus benefits for our people in saying, because we are at increased risk of exposure, because we are at increased risk of hospitalization, because we are at increased risk of mortality, that wait and see can be deadly. And it's going to be important that states don't rest in the assumption that Blacks won't want to get vaccinated. We got to do a full court press. We got to make resources available. We got to make trusted messengers available. And we got to validate people's concerns, because it's not just historical injustices driving that skepticism. It's on-day disparities, on-day present disparities that we see, like the Dr. Susan Moores and others.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.